going on, guys? My name is Alex Jimenez. I'm the founder of IX Media, made about $500,000 in email and SMS marketing revenue for our clients. In this video, I want to talk about McDonald's. McDonald's honestly has some of the funniest but most clever and high converting emails I've ever seen. Why? Because I have bought from them. It's very rare to say I actually buy from an email I get, which is kind of ironic, but one of the few brands that I actually went through and followed through and bought has been McDonald's. So I wanted to kind of review their whole strategy, kind of their approach to email marketing, especially their subject lines, which they kill, and show one or two things you could take away from it. So hope you guys enjoy the video. Let's get to it. Okay, so I'm going to be talking about two different things. Campaigns and flows. So McDonald's, if you check out mill.com and have their paid plan, you could see all the emails McDonald's and pretty much any brands, not any brand, but most brands send. So I want to go through a few of my favorite emails that I saw through mill.com, as you could tell, the Grinch one, but I also wanted to go over their flows, which are some of the emails I have here on the top right. So let's go through both of them. The first one I want to go through are some of my favorite campaigns that I guarantee converted like crazy. Let's get to the first one. All right, the first one is the Grinch meal. Let's break down why this email converts so well. First thing, before I even get to the actual content of the email, let's take a look at the subject line. The Grinch meal is here for the taking. And the way I suggest looking at the subject line is to just get people's attention, right? It's like, going on Instagram, going doom scrolling on TikTok, and then you see one little thing that catches your attention, which, by the way, if you could just see the subject lines here, they literally kill it with that. But whenever you could stop butting their tracks, either with a brand name, maybe you made a big partnership, maybe you made Shark Tank, maybe you released a new drop, a sale, whatever the case is, use that information that could stop people in their tracks and say, oh, you know what, this actually may be something I want to look at. So try to have some type of mystery, curiosity in your subject line. Let's go to the email itself. Immediately, you're going to notice a lot of McDonald's emails aren't too crazy as far as the design goes, but this is one of the few exceptions. They killed it in this design. Very Christmas themed, obviously with the Grinch meal. And what I love, very important to do in your own emails and what we do in ours, is about, I would say 70% of the time in our emails, we put the product at the very top of the email. Now, if we don't do that, usually it'll be a combination of maybe like a lifestyle image or somebody maybe holding the product, but a lot of the times we want to put the image right at the top. Why? Even if it's a value-tainment email and you're not directly selling the product like, buy, it's still important to put the product at the top so people could subconsciously understand what they're getting from your brand. They're looking at the brand, they understand what you're selling, and they get a full grasp of what the product is. They did it perfectly. The Grinch meal, and by the way, beautiful layout as well. You got the Christmas light, stars, the McDonald's logo at the top, which is a perfect replacement for the actual logo, and then the product. One small other thing I'll talk about the design, which I think is really important, and I'm going to make another video on it, is icons. If you ever feel like your designs are kind of bland or they're boring or whatever the case may be, add icons, right? Little icons, little things that say like made in the USA, made in Illinois, made in California, or 100% kosher or vegan. Right here, they added little stars, they added the little light bulbs, perfect top of the email. Now, let's get to the copy. Limited time, add mischief to your meal. Perfect. I wonder, yeah, so this is actually, so when you're making designs, you could either make it on a platform like Figma, which you have full control of the design, or you can make it on a platform like Klaviyo, where if I'm able to do this to the design, usually it means that this is actually made on a platform like Klaviyo. So just be aware, I typically like to make it on Figma, just to let you guys know. But in their case, they made it work, so I'm not gonna get too mad about that one. Anyways, limited time, add mischief to your meal. The Grinch meal is here for a limited time with new dill pickle McShaker fries. Order yours today for a tangy twist that strangely satisfies. Download the app. Two very, very important things. Number one, straight to the point. Limited time, add mischief to your meal. Straight to the point. The Grinch meal is here for a limited time with new dill pickle McShaker fries. You immediately know what you're getting. You know what the email is about. And more importantly, it explains what it is. I say this in multiple videos. When you could get somebody to conceptualize, what does that mean? To imagine what they're actually getting, in the email, what the email is about, in the first read, that's a win, right? It helps people understand. The second thing, which actually helps that, is making the copy short, right? When you're having a lot of copy, most of the time, unless there's not a really good reason, when you add a lot of copy, it just distracts people and they're like, man, I don't want to read all this, this big old chunk of copy. Opposed to having it right here, the Grinch meal is here for a limited time, blah, 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 blah. Immediately understand what it's talking about, and you have you grasp what the email is about. CTA, not at the very top, but still fairly, close to the top. Download the app. The Grinch thought he could cause a massive rift instead. Whoville saw this as the most blah, 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 blah. Nice little section about, a Big Mac or 10-piece McNugget, showing what the different options are. Very important as well, even in the footer. So if you're thinking like, if you're promoting one specific product, the whole email, like let's just say the product is about product number one. Some people may like your brand, they want to buy, but they just don't like product one. And unless you don't give them an option, maybe they're just like, I'll look for the next email. A great way to stop that from happening is adding the product right here at the footer. Now, I don't think, maybe they even did do that. No, they didn't really do that, but it's a little different because they just download the app. No matter what you want, you have to download the app. But the important thing is, even if you're promoting one single product, in the footer at different CTAs, very, very small. I'll show you an example of what that looks like. That says like product number one, product number two, product number three, number four, or sections, categories, right? Vegan products, kosher products, dairy-free products, delicious, original products, anything like that. In their case, it's fine because they mention a Big Mac or a 10-piece McNugget, which in their case, those are the only two options, but it's good that they mention it, right? I may not want a Big Mac. Well, actually I do. Actually, quarter pounder, let's be honest. But I also want maybe McNuggets more than a Big Mac, right? So they have different things. Little icons here, very, very simple email, and then a final call to action right here. And look at that. And if you hurry, you'll find something else in your inbox, and that's something just a pair of, look at that. And you're going to get a collectible socks. Great way to get people to convert. If you have some type of free product, let's say, for example, and it's not free shipping, but if it's a tangible product, like for one of our brands, we're doing free jiggers. So, they're like a drink. They're a drink brand. They sell like a botanical. And the way they work is for their VIP customers, we give them a free jigger, right? And then I'm guaranteeing that that's going to make the conversion rate go crazy and through the roof. So again, if you could add something to spice up maybe a bundle or something and just frame it as free, even if you make the price go a little higher, it converts really well. So this is a great email. Let me show you quickly what I was talking about with the footer. All right, so you see in the footer, we have different options, pizza boxes, pizza dough, about us, groceries. That gives people different options because in this email, the main product that we promoted was kind of one of their Nugula, I don't know how to pronounce it, spreads. Some people may not like that. So what do? Oh, I see that I could get pizza dough. That's what I really want. Let me click it. So that's just an example of what a footer is. Let me give you one more. So something like this, where we have, in this brand's case, they don't sell a bunch of different products. They have like 3 or 4 main products. Classic, that's a product. Fresh classic product. Candles, that's a certain amount of products. And bundles, right? Perfect footer if you have a few different products that you want to promote. So that's what the footer is. Let's go to the next one. All right, so we're going to take a look at this together live because it's a GIF. So I want to show you what it looks like. Different GIF. Boom, perfect. So let's go through it. We got the monopoly, man. Let's go take a look at the subject line first. Today's a good day to win. Obviously, not a capital T. Great suggestion. I very much recommend this for brands that aren't like super, even if you are like a very luxury, premium, high-end brand, it's still good to make it like this. Why? Because it looks like it's coming from a friend, right? Most brands, if you look at them, it's like all cap letters or like, T, capital T for today, capital A for A, capital G for good, et cetera, et cetera. When it's all under, all not caps, I guess you would say, and it's just like a normal thing that a friend would send, it performs a lot better. And then one very last thing I'll mention, if you're ever curious, I'll show you maybe I have it in the email, but sometimes you're going to notice that you could see the profile pic in Gmail is the logo of the brand. Just to give you a heads up, you can do that with your own brands. I think there are a lot of different softwares, like not softwares, but a few different ways you could get it at a very cheap price. But if you guys were ever curious, I found out about this recently. If you want to have your logo part of the Gmail profile, in some cases it costs like as much as $2,000. Just to be very straightforward, because you got to pay, I think, Gmail directly or a provider. Just want to let you guys know if that's something you want to look up to. I'll link in the description more information about that if you want to check it out, but I thought it'd be useful. Anyways, and for Monopoly, love whenever they're branding it like this. Let me actually show you an example that we did for Christmas for a specific logo. All right, so you could see here we made the logo of this specific brand, all Christmas themed. We had little snowflakes, but in the logo itself, we had a little Santa's hat, little snowflakes, and compared it to like a normal logo. Let me see if I could pull it up. Something like this, right, where it's just like Sprout Brothers nuts. There's quite a big of a difference. So it's always good to brand the logo. If you're making like a partnership, in this case, they're partnering with Monopoly. I love Monopoly. If it's a Christmas theme, Halloween themed, whatever the case is, it's nice to match it. Anyways, free medium fries with $1 minimum purchase. Again, the offer matters so much. You probably heard Alex Hormozi speak about this, but making an offer so good, people feel stupid to say no to. This is a perfect example. And it's the funny part about this email specifically, it's that maybe some people don't go crazy about fries in the first place, but whenever they see free, or limited time. And free is honestly the best way. But if they see like a massive discount or the word free, anything that comes after it, maybe people don't even care about fries. They value it so much more. So whenever you have a specific product, let's just say, for the brand I was giving you an example about, we're probably going to make an email that says free jigger at the very top, or free 10% off, or 10% off for life, something like that at the very top. Now then, after, and I'm going to show you right now, you get more into the specifics of how people go earn it, but you're already framing them and kind of putting a price, not pricing her, but anchoring them like, man, I could get this for free. Anyways, let's go through it. Monopoly, man, perfect, top section right here. You're showing them exactly what they want, and some people just want fries. So they're like, man, I want these fries. Winning never gets old. Hit the jackpot in more than one way. Mr. Monopoly's here, blah, 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 blah. And then you go into the, further details of how to actually get the order, which I'm, reading. You got to get any order above $1 in the app, and then you pick it up at the McDonald's, and that's pretty much it. What are you waiting for? Download the app. Perfect. I keep mentioning this. Make the copy short, very direct to the point, especially if it's some type of sale or offer, which most McDonald's emails are. Have it, make the copy direct to the point and very, very short and under 5th grade reading level. Got that from Hermosi. Wow, you could win prizes as well. Nice little, added bonus, wow, cash prizes. Also, if you just want to see, I love how they're using the logos. I'm telling you, if you partner up with an influencer or a big brand or another brand, whatever the case is, use their logos, use their fonts, use their products. Perfect example. When people see free, they go crazy, right? They see all these different things, free vacation, Coca-Cola experiences, free flights, Roku. They know all these brands. McDonald's uses this for a specific reason. People want to have these products for free. So people already see, wow, you could also win prizes. All I got to do is place $1 order, and then I could get free fries. And on top of that, I'm going to get a chance to win. It's only $1. Let me buy. And then obviously I'll ask you the question, what product at McDonald's, unless you're ordering like a McFlurry, is $1? When people get $1, think about it like this. I don't know what their average order value is, but here's the beauty of email marketing. If you're only getting $1 purchase, sure, but think about it. You're not going to make the drive just to get a $1, a sundae and a free thing of fries. You're probably going to make that your full meal. So now you're like, okay, well, and this is like a mousetrap, right? So people are like, okay, well, I'm going to get free fries and I can place $1 order. That's that's kind of the mousetrap. But then they're like, well, why am I going to drive to McDonald's just to get, a fry and maybe like a sundae, right? Let me make this my full meal. And then here's the beauty. They get the Big Mac, they get the meals. Oh, I got to get some for Timmy, for Sandra, wife, husband, whatever the case may be. Then they get a bunch of meals, and then their order value, their order comes out to like $50.94 or like 30. Well, McDonald's getting more, pricey nowadays, but let's say $40, right? McDonald's literally offered a $1 discount. That free fries probably cost 20 cents to make. 20 cents. You got a $40 order from 20 cents. You're not giving 10% off. You're not giving 20% off. You're not giving some type of discount. It's barely anything. It's pennies on their margins, right? So great way to get people to convert. I think this is a killer email, and I guarantee it worked very, very well. Let me go through one more campaign, and we'll go through some of their flow emails. All right, this email also has a GIF, so let's go through it together. Let's double click that. Boom. GIF right there. Very, very nice. Showing the products, showing I have no idea who this is, to be honest. No disrespect. And there we go. So let's go through it. The barbecue bacon quarter pounder, I think it's called quarter pounder. QPC is out now with the little basketball emoji. Perfect. Love their subject lines. Again, all under not capitalized. And then, by the way, this is their like a little preview text. With the preview text, see what they did. Smoky barbecue sauce, crisp and bacon. It's Angel Reese's favorite. Perfect example. Just give more context, right? If you're thinking, man, what am I going to do for it? Just give more context. Sometimes, here's a little pro tip. I actually like to give the discount code in the preview text. So, for example, if we're like 24 hours off, blah, 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 get 10% off. I'll give you 2 ways real quick. Actually, no. Okay. They immediately get to see, okay, this is the discount code, and do you think they're going to go all the way to the website to get the discount? No, they're just going to click the email and go directly to the website. So it's a nice little frame to get them to buy. So just think of, how to give them context. Anyways, the McDonald's logo, love how they do it in the top left. Very beautiful image email, specifically with the icons and the way they laid it out. Beautiful tears right here. Obviously, you have the little icons. I'm guessing maybe like a cheerleader or like a basketball player. I'm guessing a basketball player. The Angel Reese special. Again, this is more outside of email marketing. It's not really my domain, so I'm not going to give too much advice. But if you are in the partnership with somebody, put their face right in the middle, right? You know, if you're partnering with somebody or like a brand, just put it right in the middle, as I mentioned. And then nice little GIF, as I mentioned, they had a little GIF of the person, and then right here landing on the actual product. Very, very good way to get people to see what they're actually going to get. Very beautiful email at the top. Limited time, the new QPC and Angel Got Game. You're going to notice the layout is the same. They give a little title of what the actual thing is, how to get the thing or what's included with it, and then download the app. It's a very similar structure right here. You know you made it when you get the blah, 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 and then more information on the product. The new QPC is smoky, crispy, blah, 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 and then download the app. Very similar layout as the other two emails, so just look how, you know, the consistency of it. Same thing with your brand. There's a lot of different ways to skin the cat. You know, if you want to keep it very like low maintenance and not a lot of not a lot of challenges with your emails, and you don't want to overcomplicate it, just have one specific layout. Use a template. Look at some of my other YouTube videos, or, you know, other people's YouTube. Go on mail.com and just copy one layout the whole time, right? For like 3-4 emails in a row, and then just change the content, right? People, you know, they're not going to get too crazy about it. Just have fun with the design. Maybe change the background, and then you could get the same email out. Just differently, but it's, you know, basically the same thing and less work on your end. And at the end, Shamrock is back on the roster, and then a beautiful little thing, you know, house charities, Ronald McDonald House through 3 to 23. Nice little way to give some extra reason to go to McDonald's. You know, hey, you know, be a charitable person. What do I know about that? Yeah, no. Your shake donates 25 cents, and boom. So there you go. Perfect email right here, very top. So perfect email right here, very, very beautiful. And it's just a killer email. So perfect email. So overall, I really like the email. Perfect top section, and they killed it with this one. So let's go to some of their flows. So next one, 750 bonus points just for you. I'm guessing this is kind of like a re-engagement campaign, maybe, or a flow rather. But calling all chicken lovers this Saturday and Sunday. So this actually might be a campaign. Earn 750 bonus points when you get any McCrispy product, sandwich strips, or snack wrap. Unlock and order. Perfect little gift showing what you're actually going to get. You know, let the flavors melt in your mouth. Hungry for more, and there you go. Very, very simple email. The thing I wanted to point out in this one is the subject line. Kind of like what I was saying. Get people to stop in their tracks. If they're going to get bonus points, if they're going to get 10% off, $10 credit, whatever you can, just to stop people in their tracks. And then, especially if it's a very simple email, like you're giving them 10% off, as I mentioned, keep the email super simple. Just say what the discount is, how to get it, what the product is, and shop now. Very, very simple. Let's go to two more very, very quickly. Get 50% off. The app misses you. I guarantee you this is a re-engagement campaign. I have 0 points, unfortunately. Rubs Eyes, yes, 50% off everything. But let me read through the email and I'll give my thoughts. So, Alexander, you got that right. It's half off your next order only in the app through 12/26. Get 50% off your entire order, and then that's pretty much it. The main thing I want to talk about this email is this section right here. Rubs Eyes, yes, 50% off everything. McDonald's is a huge company, right? They got, you know, billions of dollars, maybe $1 trillion company in the next 10, 15 years. They kill it. That being said, they could have gone the choice of making everything look super professional and corporate and all these different things, which we do see a lot of brands doing that, right? Think, you know, just big brands. A lot of them do that. But they're making it fun, right? Who dubs Rubs Eyes? Yes, 50% off everything. I just became a commercial for them. Very, very simple email. Get people to understand, like, you are a real brand. You have a personality. Make the copy fun and engaging, right? As I said this before, design and the copy are the basis of everything. And when you make the emails fun, you actually kind of break the fourth wall. You're like, you know, you make emails like this where people are like, man, a brand usually wouldn't send that out. Do it, right? Look at your audience. Are they 20-year-olds or 30-year-olds, 50-year-olds, 60-year-olds? Kind of go back into the culture and have somebody in your team that is of that age or at least knows how, you know, certain people in your demographic speak. So I just want to say, don't be all corporate. Don't think that you have to be super, super hard with every, you know, piece of copy you do. Have fun with it. Make the copy relatable, and you'll be all right. And then the last thing I want to talk about, which I love, which is really, really cool. I want to see how we could do it for our own brands. Rainy weather equals McDelivery. So I can confirm it was actually raining 3 days ago in Chicago, right? So they made a flow. I'm guessing it's some type of flow that gets triggered whenever there's rain, or maybe it's a campaign that their team sends out, but it acts kind of like a flow. And a perfect description: rainy weather equals McDelivery. What's a better way to stop somebody in their tracks, right? Dude, it's raining. How do they know it's raining? And again, most people don't expect much from their email, so it's very easy to just get, you know, kind of stand out in the inbox. So anything you could do it. But I thought this was a very great way to stop people in the tracks. Rainy weathers equals McDelivery with the little emoji. It's a perfect weather for McDelivery. I love how they added the 1,500 points to get free McDonald's. It's just a nice way to entice people to go buy. If you have some type of like a VIP thing or like a subscribe thing that you have with points, it's a nice little addition to add that at the top right of the emails. Very, very easy thing to do to get people to be like, man, I want to get those extra points. Again, these are some great emails from McDonald's. I absolutely love what they did. Feel free to take inspiration from them. And I hope this video helped out. So God bless you guys. Talk to you soon. All love. Let Jesus Christ enter your life. Please, I'm begging you. Everything I do is in the name of God. So thank you guys. Amen.